What up? Hold on a second. Dom, before we even get started, get this. I'm just going to play this right out of the gates.
We would all like to be able to live an uncluttered life, a simple life, a good life.
What
Hell yeah.
is up, y'all? And that is from Paulie and myself. Happy New Year to everybody. Man, oh man, we are in 2026, Dom. Happy 250th birthday of our country.
That's right.
There's going to be a lot of celebrations all year long.
Yep.
Dude, Paulie, I don't know if he's in Cabo yet. He's on his way to Cabo. I know his destination is Cabo, San Lucas this week. So he'll be sipping on some I'm sure wonderful cocktails and
Nice.
doing it on the beach. And so I got Dom Peralta today. Dom, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Tom.
We got our buddy Rob Brooks coming on the show later on at 12:30. We're going to talk some Niners Eagles, some Niners Seahawks, just some NFL playoffs. Dom, we'll get into the Niners as well, dude.
Yep.
Happy New Year to everybody. Let me get the chat pulled up here too. I missed y'all.
Sounds good.
Gone for 2 weeks. Like I think I said before I took the time off, that it wasn't really a vacation because my kids were out of school, and it's, you're doing stuff pretty much every day with the kiddos, and I love those times. Don't get me wrong. I cherish those times with them, but man, oh man, I'm happy for Paulie to get some R&R, and it's really, really, really good to be back. And I see y'all on the chat. I hope you all had a great holiday season. Hope you all had a good New Year's.
Totally.
I want to get into the Primus show that we went to.
That's right.
We saw Jamar there at the Primus show. But Dom, how you doing, man? Happy New Year, dude. Welcome.
Good, buddy. Happy New Year. It's great to have you back, Tony. We missed you. We had a handful of really fun shows. Did that recap show where we kind of just went wild with all the fun stuff that we did last year. And yeah, it's been awesome to help out here and just be part of it. So Tony, thanks for having me on. And I'm really looking forward to having Rod on. It's going to be an awesome day.
Brooksy is the freaking man, and he was doing the pre and post on Saturday at NBC Sports Bay Area, and he's also doing the podcast with Patrick Willis and Dante Whitner, the hitman Dante Whitner. I think it's called Grit Code.
And
then also he's going to be resuming his show later tonight, Quality Hang. So
we'll be quality hanging with him tonight.
Yeah, first quality hang of 2026 for Rob Brooks. And I think he'll be doing it tonight, and I think on Thursday night as well. I think that's going to be kind of his loose schedule, but his schedule kind of fluctuates because he goes back and forth with NBC Sports Bay Area, and he's doing Warriors stuff as well. And he does a great talk about somebody who is freaking meant for TV.
Right.
Handsome dude.
Oh,
so
dude.
Smooth. The delivery's smooth.
Totally.
I'd be a mess. Paulie and I joke around all the time. We'd be a mess on TV.
Yeah.
This is far enough, dude. Doing this YouTube is far enough.
Right. Yeah. He's fantastic on TV. I mean, Rod can talk any sports, any team. Mm-hmm. He's so well versed. And then also, go deep on pop culture and music. He's such an awesome guy. So getting to know him last year was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to talking with him today. I have a couple questions already ready to kind of go over with him. So it should be fun.
Oh, and Rod and I, we go back to literally 1998 when he was driving, when he got hired. I'm sorry, no, not 98, 97.
He got hired, right?
Yeah, got hired out of Houston, and I was working for the Ticket 1050, and so was Paulie. And we got news this guy, Rod Brooks, was driving out from Houston, and he's going to check in on the road. And he joins us from the road, and the U-Haul broke down. He had to go to a payphone. Dude, this is back in the days of payphone, right? This is not cell phone. This is I got to stop and find a payphone on whatever highway it was, maybe Highway 10 or whatever. But it'd be great to have Brooksy on because, man, talk about somebody who I'll never forget. When I met him, he said, I could be moving back to Houston in 6 months. I don't know what's going to happen. And here we are, almost 30 years since he moved out here, and he's made a wonderful career for himself, and he's a dear friend, and he has a great family, 2 boys, and his wife Sarah. So they're all doing really, really, really well in the North Bay. So happy for Brooksy. He's going to join us at 12:30. But Dom, how was your holidays, real quick, before we get into the meat of the show? How were your holidays?
It was awesome. Yeah, so I went to go visit family up in Sonora. So up in the foothills, got to spend some time there and go check out my cousin's ranch. So Really got to just kind of disconnect for a little bit. And then New Year's was really quiet, super chill. Netflixed and chilled. So it was awesome.
Dude,
Got to
I
catch
feel
up
like
on Stranger Things. So that was
nice.
great.
Yeah, I'm catching up on Stranger Things as we speak.
Yep.
Uh, Speaking of New Year's Eve, I feel like if I don't go to a show on New Year's Eve, it's just good to just chill
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
because
Totally.
there's one or the other. I don't know. The in-betweens of going to parties and stuff, and we went to a fun party. It was fine, but like, I don't know. I'm all about celebrating the 9 o'clock New York New
Right.
Year's when I go to
Yeah.
a party
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
making it to midnight and having the kids make it to midnight and all that jazz, it's pretty difficult, man. And so,
Yep.
but we were playing beer pong.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to our buddies, the Andersons, who have this beer pong table.
Uh-huh.
And there's a whole bunch of rules in beer pong that I wasn't aware of.
Oh,
Like,
no way.
yeah, but it was killer, man. I haven't had a good beer pong session in a
Nice.
long time. I don't know about you,
awesome.
dude, but it was great. It was great to have them. Like basically, you can swat the ball away, which I didn't know. If
interesting.
you want to try and throw it on in the air, right?
Yeah.
But if the person who's throwing decides to try and bounce it in the cup,
Mm-hmm.
then you're allowed to try and swat it away.
Oh,
So
okay.
wasn't and then also if there's a team of two and they both make their shots, they get to go again. So there's rules I didn't even know about beer.
Yeah,
pong.
these are all new rules to me.
Yeah, dude, and it's good to have light beer when you're doing beer
that's
pong
the key.
because and also I'm an older guy. It's not like I go around playing beer pong that much anymore. So when I walked to the party, I was like, dude, is that beer pong out there?
Oh my god!
And of course, it was pouring rain. So a lot of fun on New Year's Eve. Dude, a good break just before we get into all the nuts, meat and potatoes. By the way, hold on a second. Let me get into the soundboard here, Paulie.
Oh yeah. Warm it up.
Hang on one sec.
Oh yeah, it's business time.
You know what? In the new year, dude.
Let's go.
It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Ooh.
Oh,
so good.
How about the ooh? Escobar Cheeks the third. He's a super. Welcome. He says, "Welcome back, Tony. Missed ya." Hashtag be meat curious. Hashtag defund the playoffless Chiefs. Hashtag no shaman. Hashtag no butt stuff. Hashtag smash the like button. Dude, yes,
Escobar. Dude, Escobar, just keep building on it all year long. These hashtags are fantastic.
How about a hashtag? I don't know, beat the Eagles, but something worse, something about Big Dom, Fat Dom, something about Sirianni. Dude, I thank you, Escobar, for the super, by the way, and thank you to everybody on the chat. I see the comments are flying, and it's so hard to keep up with this. But everybody, just whoa, hold on a second. I don't know who JN is on the chat, but I got to do something for JN on the chat. Hang on one second.
No.
Bad update. News for the Niners defense. Yeah, sports update. And this is usually the Fareed Sports Desk. Bethune out for the season.
Dang it.
With a groin injury. Winters might be down this weekend. And you know, it's funny. I just taped a segment with my uncle Paul Tonelli that we're going to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we were both very surprised that the spread is 4.5 points. Right. Not that we're going to gamble on the game, but just to see what Vegas thinks about the game, because we thought it might have been like 1 or 2 points, maybe. Mm-hmm. It's Eagles favored by 4.5, and I think it's largely in part to the injuries that the Niners are going through. No Bethune, no Winters, dude. So you're looking at Kendrick, and you're looking at maybe Nick Martin seeing the field, the rookie from Oklahoma State. This is going to be very interesting, man. Oh God, that's not the best news I want to start the week.
Right, that's a rough one, man. Jesus.
And can we just get it out of the way, dude?
Yeah.
Hey, the rivalry uniforms, never again. Just never again.
One and done, please.
Oh, and by the way, Dom, the social media blitz for those uniforms before kickoff was I've never seen anything like it. I mean,
crazy.
And no disrespect to the Niners, PR department and marketing department, because the actual editing and the production, it was slick and it looked cool.
Right.
And like there was one of Purdy coming out of the tunnel where like a lightning bolt struck him.
Dude, totally. I know. I saw that one. Yeah.
And really cool stuff. But I'm like, Jesus, dude, they keep shoving these uniforms down our throats. It's like, enough. I know we're having these new uniforms. I mean, that Paulie and I have joked around about there being a Levi Stadium jinx, and now there seems to be like a rivalry uniform jinx.
Totally.
We all saw that kind of coming. That was such a weird game. Did you catch the game in its entirety, Dom?
Yeah, I caught the whole thing pregame, all the shenanigans about the jerseys, and like from a design perspective, like I do like if you look at just the jersey itself, like the saloon font is nice.
Yeah,
but on the field, I forget who it was. I think it was a national guy who's actually still having trouble identifying some of the player numbers, just because like the contrast is not that great. It's better than their old black one, but
yes.
And then I think like pairing it with black pants really just for me that didn't work. So that's my sports design update perspective. I think gold pants would have been better.
You as a graphic designer would have a clue. I don't have a clue. I just know what I like what I look at, and I don't like looking at their black helmets. I don't like looking at black jerseys. I don't like looking at. I will say I'll always be a fan of the saloon font. Yep, always, same. And I don't mind the faithful. Yeah, cool. Right above the numbers. That's fine too.
Yeah,
it's just I feel like they have such great unis,
I know,
and to cherish those. I mean,
dude.
I don't know. I mean, I get it. It's marketing. Yeah. It's trying to reel in the younger audience. I get it. But I
think too much black. Like gold should have been used more. I think that would have really helped. Like a gold helmet, gold pants, something like that. I don't know. I'll try and Photoshop it and send it over to the team.
Dude, I mean, or how about just keep the uniforms the way they are, but then those long winter coats that they make for the teams. Black and gold.
Totally. Yeah, I like that. Robes, 49er black robes. There you go.
There you go. For Roby Tuesday, let's design a 49er black saloon fonted robe. That's a win.
Yeah. I love it.
Stand by again.
Oh yeah, it's business time.
Noemi is a super. She says, nice. Hola from Puerto Rico.
Heck yeah,
Noemi. She says, we'll watch later tonight. Feliz Año Nuevo. Shout out to my PR brother, Cheeks. She says, hashtag Go Niners, hashtag No Black Unis, hashtag hit the like button. Love you all. Love you, Noemi. That's and awesome. Hey, have fun in Puerto Rico. I've always wanted to go to Puerto Rico to check it out. I have some friends that are Puerto Rican. It seems like a very, very fun place to visit. Excuse me, Dom.
Yeah, totally. And I think before Noemi headed out on the trip, hi Noemi, hey Ray, have fun down there. We were looking it up, and I think the Puerto Rican Winter League playoffs for baseball are happening right now. So I think Noemi may try and catch a game, which would be that would be a dream to go see some winter ball in Puerto Rico. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Hey Noemi and Ray, if you guys do go to a game, snap some pictures or just snap some pictures no matter what, and we'll show them on the show. Because if you guys are repping the PMP Familia in Puerto Rico, please send us some pics, and thank you so much for the super, you guys. And keep the chat coming. I see Rags on the chat. Rags, dude, you want to talk about somebody who put it into perspective after the Niners loss? It was our man Rags. He's like, hey, you could be me and watching a pointless Dallas New York Giants game on Sunday and not being in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So when you get that kind of perspective, I also talked to a couple of Raider fans who were like, hey, easy with the complaints. You could be a Raider fan and just watching Pete Carroll get fired, and the Raiders are about to hire their 19th coach in the last 34 years. It's
brutal.
It's bad news for the Raiders. So it's like, let's not take too much for granted here.
Yeah.
I'll always defend Kyle Shanahan. Yes, he's got flaws. Every single coach has flaws, man. But I'll take Kyle any day. His track record. Yes. He needs to clean up some things. Yes. And hopefully he's spending this week cleaning some stuff up. But that Seattle game was I didn't know if they'd win the game, man, but I didn't see that kind of an effort coming.
Me neither. It really seemed like Mike McDonald and Kubiak kind of came at the 49ers defense with a very similar 49ers style playbook. It felt like we were playing against ourselves almost.
Yeah.
And so he really, Clint Kubiak knows the defense so well that, he really knew how to attack it and kind of go for vulnerable spots.
Yeah, the Kubiak brothers going against each other in that game. And Dom, like the time of possession, you look at the time of possession was almost 38 minutes for Seattle and 22 minutes for the Niners. Dang it. So I read people complaining about the defense. I read people complaining about, the 3rd and 17, which yes, the 3rd and 17 is inexcusable, dude. You got to tackle. There was like 5 missed tackles on that play, but they were on the field for 2/3 of the game.
Exactly.
Of the game. So it's like you can't fault them, and they only gave up 16 points. I mean, yes, their kicker missed two, but I feel like they didn't play horribly, right? And I'm sorry, man. And this is why I love Christian McCaffrey, because he owned it immediately, but he's got to catch that ball. He just has to catch that ball.
Such a fluke play.
Such a fluke play, but it hits his hands. He's got to get the ball. Hey, Matos has to pounce on that football on the fumble, dude. Like them not getting that fumble, the 3rd and 17, the drop pass by McCaffrey which turned into a pick. That game had so many little moments. Also, it was a full moon that night too. So
I know that just added to it.
Cosmic thing the whole game, dude. And then Ricky Pearsall, like, not on the injury report all week, and then doesn't play. Like I said, I just talked to Michael Poltinelli, and he said he was in the booth and that he saw Pearsall warming up out on the field.
Oh, interesting.
I think Fareed, Robot Centaur, sent in a picture as well because he was at the game with Mrs. Centaur, and that Pearsall was out warming up, and then he gets scratched. So something's going on with the knee. And then, by the way, speaking of the booth, can we do a golf clap? Welcome back, our guy, dude. Greg Papa.
Welcome back, Greg.
Welcome back to the booth, Greg. I mean, talk about, and I got to give kudos to the KMBR marketing and video production department and the 49ers marketing video production department, because they put together great montages of Papa and his whole day, basically. Yeah. And did you see his killer hat? His hat said San Francisco.
So cool. I love that hat. That's awesome.
How about the irony of the fact, though, that he didn't get to
break it out? I know.
Oh, dude. And it's like, you got to be kidding me, man. So, if there's one positive, it was good to hear Papa, man. It was good to hear Papa.
It was great to hear him back. And he sounded great, like he hadn't missed a beat. So, really, always saying prayers for him, and he keeps fighting it, and everyone keeps the faith. So I think he's hopefully we get another home game in the playoffs and he'll be able to call it. That would be amazing.
Totally, dude. I'm looking for it real quick here. I just found it, Tom. Stand by, because there you go.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the artwork of our man Dominic Peralta right there in stellar design. Look at that. And Peralta Arts and Company, which we'll get into later on in the show. But there's Greg right there.
Awesome.
Dude, does he have one of those, Dom? Have you given him one of those?
He does. I gave one to Derek, and Derek brought it to him right after I finished it. So I printed him a big 13x19 version of it. He's got number 1, the first print. So
nice, dude. Nice. Hey, Robot Centaur. I see Robot Centaur in the chat. Sorry, Dom. He says, anyone see this? Tatum Bethune and the groin is out for the rest of the season. Yeah, we talked about it right before you joined the show, Robot Centaur. But we gave you full credit, of course, man. We gave the sports desk credit, so we know you would have been on that. But so sorry, back to your point, Dom. You were talking about you gave the poster to Derek.
Oh yeah, so I got it over to Papa kind of right when it happened, and I started this whole series really when Kruko was first diagnosed with his illness, and I made one for him, and I got one to him. So I think the Papa one's probably the 4th or 5th one that I've kind of done similar style. So
you did this. You did this one as well. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
That's
cool,
the original
man.
Shepherd Fairy version. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that he has a chance to yell the touchdown San Francisco in Philly. Good news about the game in Philly on Sunday at 1:30 is that the weather will be more San Francisco like than Philly like.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Mid to low 50s. No rain.
Right? Yeah.
No rain. So that's a huge perk or bonus for the game. I feel. Yeah. And Robot Centaur, I see you on the chat about the Trent Williams and Ricky Pearsall might have played or most likely would have played if the game was moved to Sunday. That's a huge thing, man. And I still don't understand why that game, the Niner game, was not the marquee game on Sunday with everything that was at stake. Yes, in hindsight, the Ravens-Steelers game was an awesome game.
It was a pretty good game.
And I was glued to the last 4 minutes of that game were nuts, man. And did you see the priest? Did you see the whole priest thing?
Yep.
So those of you that don't know, there was a priest. I'm sure you do know, but if you don't, just in case, there was a priest before the game. Catholic community is really strong in Pittsburgh. So a priest walking on the field before the game, and he didn't do the whole end zone, which is the trippy part. He just sprayed holy water around the section of the end zone in the vicinity of where the Ravens kicker missed the field goal. So it's pretty funny, man. And hey, if you believe, you believe. So
totally.
Really interesting, energetic things going on there, man. But what a game that was. And this is for Paulie. Hold on, stand by, Dom. This is for Paulie.
Yeah, I was hearing that all game long. I kept hearing that soundbite.
Hey, Aaron, congratulations on the playoffs. Oh no, it's stuck. Hold on. There we go. Hey, Aaron, how do you feel about your playoff matchup against the Texans? I mean, dude,
so good.
I mean, I got to be honest though, I was impressed with Rodgers. As tough as it is to say, I was impressed. I'm like, damn, look at this guy, man.
I know,
like,
so stable.
He threw some dimes in those last few minutes of the game, and I was like, okay. The one
remember we caught I think it was that third down conversion where you really just kind of checked down. But I think Gainwell ended up taking it for like 16 or 19 just from like 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Joe Schmo says he was on that good ayahuasca.
Totally, Joe.
Hashtag shaman, dude. Not no shaman. Hashtag shaman. Dude, thanks for checking in. Hum Daddies, what's up, man? Hum Daddies, they're starting to like Aaron Rodgers again. Interesting. He's
back to him being like, as a player, he's a little easier. It's not the same sort of perspective that he was kind of going down the last couple of years. That in Pittsburgh, he's definitely had a different perspective.
Yes.
So I can feel what Jake's saying there.
He seems pretty chill, and he seems pretty content, and he seems pretty happy about where he is. He didn't seem very happy in New York, and I mean, I'm sure he's happy when he gets the paycheck. But the interesting thing, man, is how that the Steelers missed the PAT. Right, to make it 26-24, and then the Ravens missed the field goal. And I saw Lily Merchant on the chat. Lily, you're damn right. The Ravens still had time to go for a touchdown. They didn't have to kick the field goal yet.
Right.
So that was an interesting choice.
Yeah, there was like 12 seconds left probably. They could have run at least one more play, taking it down maybe another 4 or 5 yards with Henry. But that was kind of weird how they kind of finished that up.
Totally. And it's interesting though, because here's Mike Tomlin. People are talking about, maybe fire Tomlin, get rid of Tomlin. Dude, that's how crazy it is. Like, if the Ravens kicker makes that kick, is Tomlin getting fired today with the rest of the coaches that have gotten fired? Like, it's so interesting to go down those paths, and it's like, hey, you can't do it because they're getting ready to play a playoff game. So
such a fine line every single time.
Such a fine line.
I mean,
here, stand by.
Oh yeah, there we go.
No, go ahead, Dom. Go ahead. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, even with our game, CMC catches that ball. A whole different ball game. We're looking at how Kyle played that game totally differently. Looking at the stats, time possession, even just on the offensive side, he did seem to call the game pretty conservatively. I know we were going back and forth with Los all game about that. But that is the fine line of the NFL, right? So it's such a tough one. But back to the Tomlin question, I think he's still surviving even, no matter what. He's such a rock and staple to that organization, unlike the Raiders, right? So Pittsburgh's had 3 coaches in the last 30 plus years. So it's
and I'm a Tomlin guy. I've always liked Tomlin. So
me too.
I support him sticking around. Stand by, Dom.
Okay.
It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time.
We've got We Don't Need No Stinking Badges. Happy New Year, Stinking Badges.
Yeah.
He's a super. Thanks for being a super. He says, did you see Rodgers' answer to the retirement question after the game? And I did, Greg. I did see that question. Basically, I don't know if the question needed to be asked, basically, at that time. Because I'm like, you know what? They just won a really emotional game to extend their season, to go to the playoffs. And then, she said something about right off into the sunset or something. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just felt like if they lose the game and maybe they catch him outside the locker room or something, maybe they ask him
Totally.
the question, or in the post-game press conference, that they host for each
Yep.
team does that. But I felt like it was an odd question. I guarantee you she's doing that to be part of the discussion and be talked about today. And Melissa Stark, she's fine. She's good. She does a good job. But his answer was basically, it's been a grind of a season.
Yeah.
And we're here to just be happy that we're playing more football and that he's really enjoyed the season, but it's been a grind of a season. So I think if they make a little run here, he could come back again. And you know what I was really jealous of in that game was the time that Rodgers had in the pocket,
dude,
compared to what Brock Purdy did not have against the Seahawks, man.
I know.
And it goes to show you how important Trent Williams is, dude, because and Trent Williams will be back Sunday against the Eagles in Philly. But Austin Pleasance, no disrespect, he's a rookie and he's first start ever in his NFL career, and he's got to start in place of Trent Williams in a must-win number 1 seed game. But I was talking, and again, I taped an interview with Paul Tonelli, who I'm gonna play tomorrow. And by the way, Carlos De La Fuente is going to join us tomorrow too.
Heck yeah, that's gonna be
and
fun.
Flex Funding, our main man, Los D. But
we can really dive in with Los tomorrow.
Yeah, totally. But talking to Paul too, watching football with Paul, I've talked about this numerous times. He's really fun to watch games with because he'll see things that I don't normally see.
Right.
But he also taught me to watch a game and don't always watch the ball. Like sometimes just pick a player and watch that player on the play. And I do that often. And I did that with Pleasance more than a few times during the game. And
same.
He's a huge mountain of a man.
Dude, you see he's all in with that red beard.
Yes, totally, dude. He's a mountain of a man, but he's also, he's not as quick on his feet as Trent Williams. So it's like, man, that was a detriment not having Trent Williams on the O-line, dude. And that was tough stuff. And I don't know, it felt like one of those nights where it's just when that interception happened, I'm like, oh, it's just not meant to be. It's just not meant to be.
No,
like,
exactly.
When weird stuff like that is happening, and again, we get cosmic on this show, and in honor of Paulie being on the beach in Cabo San Lucas, getting cosmic, like the full moon, there were a lot of things weird. The uniforms, I don't know.
Particles were not lined up. Yeah, and I did something similar, Tony. So last week, I had picked Pleasance as my stud because he had a heck of a game last week, filling in for Trent. Emergency right after that first play. So I picked him out too the first quarter and watched, a bunch of his plays, just kind of focusing on him, and you could see it just was he was in over his head. You could totally tell. So it was not his game for sure.
Yeah, totally, man. And hey, before we get to Rod Brooks here on the show, our main man Brooksy, I wanted to give some love to Neil Donardi and Andrew Markoulis and the fine folks at Longbridge Pizza. Longbridge, by the way, Neil is downstairs right now. They're closed today, but Neil is downstairs cleaning up all the holiday decorations and getting it ready for the launch of 2020. Nice, Dom. Thank you, brother.
We got to get in the oven.
Yeah, right here. Let me get rid of the banner too, so you can see the full display. But saw Neil a bunch over the break. Dude, awesome. Neil, we talked about this on the show. Neil's family had the holiday party at the South San Francisco Bocce Courts.
Yeah, we showed a bunch of the photos from that while you were out.
Yeah, dude, it's the best, right? So great family hang with Neil. Went to Primus at the Fox Theater in Oakland with Neil. And just getting to know him more and more, he's all about the vibes and just the collective goodness. I don't know, and creating a good time and a good, I don't know, just making sure that everybody has a good time. And it's not just like that hanging out with him at a Primus or whatever. It's that's the vibe of Longbridge Pizza and the Vibe Tribe. And dude, I talked to there's 3 different families over the last week that went into Longbridge and had some pizza and enjoyed themselves. And they would text me back saying, "My God, is it damn good? My God, is it damn good?" I'm like, yeah. At the end of the day, the vibe is everything and the beer is everything, but the pizza, dude, it begins and ends with the pizza. He's doing another pizza event for my kids' school where his kids go as well. They're doing a school event, a bingo night. He's doing a Long Bridge pop-up Saturday night at the school for bingo night. So if you want to hire Neil for a private event, do it. Go to longbridgepizza.com and you can check it out. You can contact Neil, hire him to go to one of your private events. Or if you want to have an event at Long Bridge Pizza, you can do that as well. By the way, the Dubs are hosting Milwaukee. Giannis is in town. If you're going to Chaser on Wednesday, go to Long Bridge Pizza beforehand. Or if you're not going to go to the game, but you want to just watch the game, go to Long Bridge, have a pizza, and have some beers. Friday, the Kings are in town at Chase.
Yeah.
Go to Long Bridge Pizza before the games. And again, if you're taking the train from the peninsula, 22nd Street, 7-minute walk from the train to Long Bridge Pizza in the friggin' dog patch, which just this hood is just wrapped its arms around me. And because I hadn't spent a lot of time in the dog patch for years. I used to live in Potrero Hill, but before then, after that, I didn't spend a lot of time after I moved back down to the peninsula.
Yeah.
And now that's
dog patch. What's that?
Incredible. So everybody get on down to Long Bridge Pizza. They're open Tuesday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. The best way to get your pizza quickly, order on longbridgepizza.com, or you can give them a call. Check them out on Instagram at Long Bridge Pizza. Come on in and have some of their damn good pizza and damn good beer. They have Bear Bottle, Original Pattern, Russian River, Cellar Maker. Those are some of the local breweries that they support. So longbridgepizza.com is where you can make your order. Get the Sophia pie. That's what I recommend, is the Sophia pie, which you can't lose with whatever you decide. And tomorrow is the Smack Stack Burgers.
Yeah.
And also then Wednesday is the sandwiches, the gabagool and the chicken parm. Also you can get the meatball sandwich as well. And then Thursday is the Detroit style pizzas. So get into Long Bridge. I think the Centaurs, Fareed and Mrs. Centaur went into Long Bridge recently too.
That's right. They got their hot and honey. That's the move.
Hot and honey's got
fantastic.
And it's got Copa on it. How many pizzas in the Bay Area have Copa on them, dude? So but beautiful. So let's move on from Long Bridge Pizza. And now to the bottom of the hour, as they call it in the industry. Let's get to our main man. Dom, let's welcome our main man, one of our all-time favorites, Rod Brooks. Let's welcome Brooksy to the show. What's up, Rod Brooks?
Fellas, Happy New Year.
Hell yeah.
Happy New Year, Brooksy. What's happening, man?
Man, it is all good. Well, I mean, except for, this past weekend. Other than that, it's all good.
Dude, I still can't believe that game went down the way it did. But first of all, thank you for keeping your background the way it is with your snow maps. Dude, Brooksy, because for those of you who don't know, Rod and I have snowboarded a ton together up in Tahoe. And so seeing those maps of their brother makes me want to get up there as soon as humanly possible. Yeah. And we will do it together. And my son's begging me. And so, by the way, do your boys ski or snowboard?
One of them skis. Well, he doesn't ski so much as he just points them downhill. And just goes.
Yeah.
So like the last time we went, I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
I got to teach you how to stop or at least regulate your speed. You know what I mean? It can't be just point and go and dodge obstacles. There has to be some sort of speed control. So we're working on that next part, which, when you think about it rationally, being able to stop is actually the most important part. So
no question, dude. And it's yes, no question. And a funny story, you'll appreciate this, Rod, real quick before we dive into the NFL slate. Is 2 years ago up at Alpine with my kid Dom and a couple other dads and their kids, and beautiful day at the bottom of Alpine. We're riding a bunch of blue runs, beautiful day, and we're like, you know what? Let's go to the top. So we get on the lift and we start going to the top, dude. And as we're going up to the top, the conditions are changing as we're arriving. Next thing you know, it's sideways snow pelting us in the face. We're trying to cover our faces. Our kids are screaming, dude. And as we're approaching the point where you get off the lift, we're seeing people, grown adults, sliding down the mountain because of the conditions are so awful and there's no visibility. We get off the off the lift, and people are bailing off the lift, and so then my son's yelling at me, "Why would you do this to me?
Yeah.
Dad, what are you doing?" And then also my son had never been to the top of Alpine before, so he's thinking, and he can't see anywhere around him. He's thinking that there's cliffs all around him. So I'm like, Don, there's not cliffs, man. You're fine. You're good. The next thing you know, he's watching people slide down the mountain, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to just take our time.
There's probably a little bit too much dip on our collective chip. I'm laughing because I think that's just a part of fatherhood, because I've basically done the same thing. We're having a good day. It's great. And you know what? You can handle this run, or we can go all the way to the top. And then my son, who I'm thinking of in my mind, is just absolutely petrified and terrified, and I know it's one of those core moments that's going to land me in a nursing home. You know what I mean? That's going to be the deciding core memory that will, is it, do we keep old man, for the rest of his life and make sure that he goes out with family and friends around him? Or do we put the old man in a nursing home and we go visit him on, just odd holidays? I'm going to be the latter because of that exact same experience. But it comes out of love, because you're just like, we're finally doing this activity that we both love together. We're on the mountain. We're both having a great time. We're both enjoying the snow and Mother Nature. Like, this is something we're going to bond over. Let's take it to the next level. And because we're not very smart,
right,
or maybe we're just making the same mistakes our fathers did, but either way, we're making that massive mistake that, again, is a core memory that does not work out well for us.
Oh, dude, totally, man. And so I've yet to go back up to that,
of course not.
No, no.
And, dude, the worst
summit
part
chair will get you.
Right. The Alpine chair. And the worst part too is I'm trying to buckle, and my son is, by the way, he skis, and so he'll be like, "Hold on, everybody, we gotta wait for my dad. My dad's got to strap in, And I'm like, dude, really? So
I don't need the attitude from you. All right. Two planker.
Exactly.
You're bringing mountain hog. So but joking around, of course, everybody, skiers, I love you too. But I'm strapping in, all of a sudden it was so cold and frozen, my strap snapped.
Oh,
So I had a broken binding. So I'm like, okay, now I got to get down the mountain on one leg with my son, who doesn't want to go down the mountain. It was
fun.
But last thing, he was reading a book about the Hindenburg at the time. Like one of those like Believe It or Not books.
Right.
And he has his best line, that there are other dads that tell the story. He yells to all of us, "This is worse than the Hindenburg." I'm like, dude, time out, man.
To him, it was.
Wow.
That's the worst disaster he's ever seen in his life. So there was absolutely correlation between the two. 100%.
Oh, hey, Brooksy, how about this for a segue? Speaking of disasters.
Yeah.
Speaking of flaming out.
Time of possession. Go.
Hey, first of all, before we get into that, though, nuts and bolts, Brooksy, you're back on the air tonight. Quality Hang, right?
Yeah, man. Quality Hang. We're back from our little holiday sabbatical. So myself and the homie, my friend, your friend, everybody's friend, the co-host of Quality Hang, Marcus Osborne, will be back in the mix tonight live at 8:00. So we'll be back on our semi-regular schedule, live at 8 on Mondays and Thursdays. So just wanted to hip the folks, hip the PMP Army that Quality Hang. It will ride once again. Awesome. Live tonight at 8:00. So get back in the mix like sugar and cake. How about it?
Nice, dude. Nice. Brooksy, I love it, man. Welcome back to the fray. Speaking of the holiday break, did you happen to see Snoop Dogg's halftime show on Christmas Day? Did you happen?
I did not.
Dude, it was really good.
And I have reasons, but no, I did not.
It was really good. Like, better than
Snoop's a great performer.
Dude, I tip of the cap to that guy for staying relevant, for staying connected, for staying hip, for staying whatever you want to call it, man. I couldn't be a bigger fan of that guy as his career, as he gets deeper and deeper into his career and his life, man. And I'm late to the party on this, and I didn't know about this, but I guess it's been around for a couple of years now. We have the Elf on the Shelf, but the Snoop on a stoop.
It's too good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Calvin Broadus from Long Beach, California,
Mm-hmm.
is, you can make a case for it, is either the best rapper of all time, just based on longevity, based on output, based on cultural relevance. And I think you can very easily make a case, or I think there's no doubt, that he is the most famous rapper on the planet right now because of, again, longevity. He tried to say in English, relevancy, all of that, all of that stuff. This Mr. Murder was the case that they gave me, is now a favorite of aunts and uncles and moms and dads and grandmothers, worldwide. I mean, it's a crazy thing to think about, and it's his ability to still be relevant in the year 2026, be relevant and basically everywhere at the same time. Like, it's funny. You turn on the television, you gonna see two people. You're gonna see Kevin Hart and you're gonna see Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Like, you can just watch TV for an hour. You're gonna see one of those two dudes on your television set. And the fact that Snoop Dogg is one of them is crazy.
Dude, the fact that you're gonna tune into the Olympics and get more Snoop Dogg again.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think he's
exactly
doing
what I'm talking about. It's crazy.
He's doing the Peacock Warriors game tonight, isn't he? I think he's doing
again?
I remember.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
He's doing a Warriors game this week at some time.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, just tip of the cap, man. And if you didn't see it, those who didn't see the halftime show, you can go on YouTube and watch it. It's really well done. I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, look at this guy. I mean, I don't know his exact age. He's got to be 60. Yeah, I think.
I mean, if he's not there already, he's damn close to it. Sure.
Yeah. Right. So just tip of the cap, man. But Brixie and Dom, I know you got some questions for Rod too. So I'll pass the baton, pass the mic to you in a sec. I would like to pass the mic, but Brooksy, before we talk Niners Eagles, I feel like I need to process this game, right? Yeah. And I know you can help me and help others process that game on Saturday. I don't want to beat up the defense because I feel like the personnel is banged up and they were on the field for 38 minutes of the game.
Sure.
But I felt like there weren't many adjustments. And I talked to my Uncle Paul Tonelli. I taped something with him before today's show that we're going to air tomorrow. And he and I were talking about there didn't seem to be many adjustments made in the game. Your thoughts?
I don't know what adjustment you make for 16 missed tackles.
Yeah.
I don't know what adjustments I don't know what adjustments you can make for getting blown off the ball by Seattle's offensive line. I take Pro Football Focus individual grades with a grain of salt, unless I need them to prove a point I want to make. So I'm going to use Pro Football Focus's individual grades for one Seahawks player to prove a point I want to make. The highest graded player in Week 18 was Gray Zabel, offensive lineman for the Seattle Seahawks.
Wow.
He was the highest graded player.
Wow.
Rookie left guard. He and the rest of that Seattle offensive line, which is a good offensive line.
Yeah.
Not as good as I think in the Bears in total, but a very good offensive line. They blew the Niners defense off the ball, the front, and then were able to get to the second level. So you combine that with poor angles, bad tackling, over pursuing. I don't know what defensive adjustments you can make. I don't know what defensive adjustments you can make for not having a pass rush, mainly due to the fact that the guys you were counting on to have you to help you with your pass rush, most notably Bosa, Michael Williams, are just simply not there. This is, I've said this on Quality Hang. I've said this on Niners Pre and Post and NBC Sports Bay Area, that when the Niners were winning and taking nothing away from the wins, because, hey, man, you take them and you stack them. But when they were beating the Browns and they were beating the Giants and they were beating the Panthers. They were getting away with things that you could get away with against lesser opponents. But when you run up against a defense like the Texans, that's going to hurt you. When you run up against a defense like Seattle, that's going to hurt you. And you look at the last two below par Niner performances, what's the main thing that you come back to? Those are the two best defenses the Niners have seen all season long. The Texans and the Seahawks basically jam you into a burlap sack and beat you with the stick over and over, especially if you don't have, and I'm flipping now to the Niners offensively here, especially if you don't have your starting left tackle who makes everything go as far as your run game is concerned, does everything he needs to do and helps you out in terms of pass protection. And it's not an accident that the Niners, their left guard rotation when they had Burford and Brindle, but their left guard or Burford, and now I'm blanking on the other guy's name. But when they had their left guard rotation and Brindle in the middle and Pooney, that it was working because Trent Williams' play had elevated. So taking him out not only messed you up and run and being able to run the ball and pass protection, but it made the job for Burford and for Brindle harder, and they had probably their worst games of the season. So now, if you're Seattle, defensively, everything's in front of you, and they're the best tackling team in football. Matter of fact, I think they only missed 3 tackles over the course of the entire game. Everything was in front of them. They tackle well on the edges, and they knew that they were not going to get beaten deep. Why? Because you didn't have Ricky Pearsall.
Right.
So for Seattle, a really good defense, they were facing a Niner team that almost had both hands behind its back. Because even if you have George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey, if George Kittle has to stay in and block because you have Austin Pleasance out there at left tackle, he can't get out there and threaten the middle. But you really couldn't threaten the middle anyway because Seattle was squatting on everything because they knew that nothing was going to get behind them. With Seattle being very good defensively, particularly against the run, all they knew that they had to do was clog up the middle, which they were getting great penetration because the middle of the Niners offensive line was not performing well. Clog up the middle. Christian McCaffrey had nowhere to go. And they knew again that if it was in the middle, they were going to be able to see it, rally, and tackle. It was and Colton McKivitz on the right side had the worst game he's had since they played the Texans, when Will Anderson gave Colton McKivitz everything that he didn't want. So it was a bad situation for the Niners all the way around. They were seeing a superior opponent, and let's keep it a buck. Seattle's a better team. They were seeing a superior opponent, and the Niners were hurt not only defensively because of all the injuries, but mainly offensively. They couldn't control the clock. You guys mentioned, I'm glad you did, time of possession. Seattle, and I have it in my notes here, Seattle, before that game on Saturday, they were time of possession. Here it is. They were 22nd in time of possession. Okay, 29 minutes. They had the ball for, 38 minutes?
Yep, a little under 38.
That's a big 10 minutes. The Niners, 8th in time of possession. What did they have the ball for? About 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Third down conversions. Seattle on the season, offensively, one of the worst third down converting teams in the league. 39%. They converted 50%. For the Niners, what were they, 2 for 10?
2 and 9, I think.
Niners are 51% on the year. The best team in the league in converting third downs. Why couldn't they convert third downs? Because your left tackle wasn't there. Because you had to keep in your all-world tight end, and because you couldn't stretch the field. I'm not making excuses. That's just what it was. Seattle kicked their asses, but the Niners really were powerless to do anything about it. And then when you add into the fact, I know I'm being long-winded here, then you add into the fact the Niners' season-long bugaboo of what? Losing the turnover battle. Not being able to get turnovers killed them in that game. If they're able to get one turnover, one turnover. That one that hit, what was it? Gross Matos in the hands? And I know we're talking defensive lineman, whatever, but oh my God, it hit you right in the hands. They get that turnover. Maybe it's a different story.
Yep.
They get the ball in the 20. They get the ball in Seattle's 20 or inside the 20 on that play if Matos can grab that rock.
But here's the trick. Do they score?
Right. Well, then there's that. Then there's that, man. And Brooksy and Dom, I'll let you take it after this, but Brooksy, I think the point in the game where I was like, God, was out of the locker room. They got, first of all, end of the first half, 3 timeouts on the board.
Yeah, I had a problem with that.
They didn't use them. I'm like, what? Come on, because they stopped Seattle on the first down with under a minute to go. I think there's about 50 seconds left on the clock. They stopped him. I think they stopped him for a loss on that play.
Yes.
And then they didn't call a timeout. I'm like, what are we doing? We got 3 timeouts. We could get the ball back and at least get 3 here, is what we're thinking, and get the ball out of the locker room. And then coming out of the locker room, I'm like, that very unimpressive possession coming out of the locker room with nothing to show that they were trying anything different. And then they try that flea flicker, and it's like Seattle didn't take the bait at all, because they, like you said before, they didn't have to.
There was nothing behind them they had to worry about.
Right. They didn't have to worry about anything. So it's just those 2 moments of the game, I'm like, man, this is just not what I'm used to seeing. And I will say, sure, Seattle's a better team. They're also the healthier team, and I don't think they're that much better. Yes, defensively, yes, but I don't think Darnold's a better quarterback. I don't think the receiver. Yes, Smith and Jigba is better than Jennings or Pearsall, but then we have Kittle and McCaffrey. So I think they balance each other out offensively. I don't know, man. I'd love to see them again. Is basically what the point.
Oh, sure. But you'd love to see him again with Trent Williams and Ricky Pearsall. The thing about Seattle offensively and where the Niners failed, number one, they couldn't stop the run. And you want to talk about season-long problems, that's been a problem. But the Niners were able to get away with that because of some of the competition that they were seeing, or the Niners offensively, like they did against Chicago, were just able to put up points, anytime that they wanted to. But again, the Bears defense compared to the Seahawks defense, there is no comparison. So the Niners were able to get away with things and also impose their will based on the opponent that they were seeing. But the Niners being unable to stop the run. Seattle had 115 yards in the first half. And that tells you everything you need to know. So they were hitting the Niners on the ground. They were converting third downs, but more to the point, they were protecting Sam Darnold. All right.
Yeah.
And so think about all the times that they were able to use passes to running backs as basically long handoffs. Yeah. And when they needed to go to Jackson Smith and Jigba, which was only a handful of times, they were able to do that. So Sam Darnold was efficient. I want to say he was like 20 of 27, no touchdowns, but more importantly, no interceptions. Prior to the game, he had 9 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in 8 games.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop the run.
I was telling Don before you came on, man, I was watching that Sunday Night Football game last night. So envious of the pocket that Aaron Rodgers had all night and all the time he had all night. Because Purdy was under pressure the entire game. Dude. And I've always said your quarterback's as good as his O-line, man. And so if you don't have time, you're screwed. And the receivers can't run their routes. Purdy doesn't have time to do checkdowns. And I was joking around with, I think it might have been Dom or somebody over the weekend, saying Purdy needs to look at his first option. And if it's not there, he needs to go. He needs to take off because there's no time. And so I, like you said, not having Trent, huge deal. I just think that I'd love to see them again, but first I got to go through Philly. Dom, go ahead and take it away, man, because I've been hogging the mic. Go ahead.
Gotta get it out, baby. I understand. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, Tony, I think conversation we were kind of having during the game was it was interesting, kind of the clock management in the fourth from Kyle's perspective. Like, sort of expected him to get into almost like a no huddle, since they were so down in time of possession. Rod, what did you think of like kind of the offensive side game plan down the stretch, let's say in the fourth quarter, and how kind of Kyle approached that?
I liked, and I wish I would have seen a little bit more of it, starting to move Brock around in the second half, mainly in the fourth quarter. For me, and this is not even a hindsight thing, this was actually while the game was going on, while watching Brock Purdy having no time in the pocket from the jump and being skittish, understandably, because there was no time in the pocket and there was nowhere to go downfield, and understanding that if he did throw it short, chances are it wasn't going to go for much. Right. So he was really left with that only option. I thought maybe moving the pocket was something that should have been earlier. I'll say this about the flea flicker and the trick play. For me, that told me that they knew they had no chance of winning because Kyle Shanahan abhors trick plays.
Right.
He ain't a trick play dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That's Mike Shanahan's kid. All right. That's just not not how Shanahan's get down when it comes to offense. To me, that was I understand why they did it. I'm glad that they did it. But to me, that was an admission of defeat, that they had nothing for Seattle based on what Seattle was doing and what the Niners had done and what they did not have in terms of Trent Williams and their tackles being under siege. And then that means the middle of the offensive line is under siege, which means Purdy's under siege. It's a perpetual, terrible motion machine. So I think by that time in the fourth quarter, it was just, hey man, let's try some stuff and see if it works and see if we get lucky. But I think once that 3rd and 17, see, to me, I understand. I understand the focus on the offense. Yeah. But I'll say it again. Without Trent Williams and without Trent Williams and without Ricky Pearsall, they were unable to do to Seattle what they did at the beginning of in week 1, which is control the clock. Ricky Pearsall had 4 catches for 108 yards. All right. That without having either one of those guys, you were in trouble. Defensively, understanding the Niners are completely and totally beat up on that side of the ball. They gave up a 3rd and 17 on a run.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and twisted. I've watched that play probably 10 times.
Oh my God,
Tony.
Just because I still can't, I'm like hoping that somebody will make a tackle, because you just watch. They're going to get him. Oh, they're going to get it. Oh, they're going to, no. Oh my God.
You go back and you watch it, and it's a microcosm of that game and what we've seen when it comes to bad Niner tackling. Guys being too eager, over pursuing, and just being generally sloppy in terms of just going to get the ball carrier. It's just something we've seen all season long.
Hey, Brooksy, before we let you go, we got to transition to Sunday at 1:30 in Philly. Having said all this, I still feel that now, first of all, I should say we got the news before you came on, Rod, that Bethune is done for the year. D. Winters unlikely to play. So that's some really horrible news on Monday as we prepare for the Eagles. But do you think that they can go into Philly?
Yes, absolutely.
So do I. Yes,
absolutely. But is Trent Williams playing and is Ricky Pearsall playing? Right. Because also that news about Niner injuries, the news came out that Ricky Pearsall re-aggravated his PCL last week, presumably in practice, which is why he could not play. Yeah. If Trent Williams doesn't play, I don't think they have a chance. If Trent does play and Ricky Pearsall is able to play, they have a chance, because again, the formula is there. Philly's defense just as good as Seattle. Okay. But the formula for dealing with Philly's offense is similar to what they needed to do against Seattle. They didn't make Sam Darnold have to play quarterback because they couldn't stop the run.
Right.
Okay. Now you got to deal with Saquon Barkley, but Saquon and that Eagles run game is not as robust as it was last year. But if they can some way, somehow not get run over by Philly's offensive line and their run game and make Jalen Hurts play quarterback, and understand that Devontae Adams and A.J. Smith, both of those dudes have over 1,000 yards receiving. And the Niners secondary, particularly the safeties, let me be very clear. Corners I got no problems with. The Niners safeties leave a lot to be desired, when it comes to tackling and when it comes to coverage or busts in coverage. But if they can make Jalen Hurts have to drop back and throw, even if he is looking for A.J. Brown, even if he is looking for Devontae Adams, you have a better chance of winning than if they're just able to hand the ball off, get it in the second and manageable, third and short, and then let Jalen Hurts just get little bitty passes off, maybe even passes to Saquon Barkley or Jalen Hurts, who is a reluctant runner, but he will do it to use his legs to extend drives and keep that offense on the field. if they can find a way, if they can find a way to stop the run, and on offense, if the Niners can get Trent back, they can find some semblance of a run game. They can eat up some clock. To me,
Eat up. You just said it. Eat up some clock.
get it to the fourth quarter and
Yep.
get Philly tight. Because I promise you, if it's a one possession game, or if the Niners have a lead, if it's a one possession game for the Niners, if they're down a touchdown or a field goal in the fourth quarter, I promise you, Philly gonna get tight. And them animals at Lincoln Financial Field are gonna start grumbling, and eventually they're gonna start booing. You get it to the fourth quarter, one possession game, Niners can win that bad boy. And by the way, Eagles special teams over the past few weeks not been very good. Niners special teams, particularly Eddie Pinheiro, extremely good. This can be a field goal game, but to make that happen, you got to do a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of hard work in quarters 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Man, Brooksy, you're getting me fired up for Sunday at 1:30. By the way, speaking of the Eagles, just whole scene, there was a great video of Eagles fans fighting each other in the parking lot.
Oh,
Yeah, they're animals. They're animals.
Absolutely.
I personally, they're animals.
What the hell?
They're absolute. I get it. I'll send you guys something I did a couple of years ago, and maybe you guys will play it. Something I did at NBC Sports Bay Area. But Niners, this is a long time ago. Niners, Eagles. This is during the Singletary years, so Niners were not good. Snowed in Philly so much on Saturday that it was supposed to be a 1 o'clock game in Philly. They ended up making it a 4 o'clock game because they had to shovel the roads. They had to clear the roads and had to shovel all the snow out of the stadium. So while there was no snow on the playing field, there was still enough snow in the stands for Eagles fans to throw snowballs. And for the entirety of the game, all they did was just pepper the Niners sidelines with snowballs. Now, me being somewhat smart, not just a hat rack here, I had like this giant blue parka that I would take for cold weather games. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be great. They won't know that I'm a part of the Niners entourage, so I won't be getting pelted with snowballs. Well, I underestimated how animalistic Philly fans are, that they were just looking for anybody on the Niners sideline to throw snowballs at. So I got hit in the back with a snowball. I turned around, and I am not making this up. I turned around, and there was just like this 8-year-old kid looking at me like, ha, 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 ha. He's the one that threw the snowball.
Wow.
Where are your parents?
Unbelievable.
And of course, his parents were, they were encouraging him to throw snowballs at anybody. They're like, maybe pull up my belt and start whooping him.
Totally. His parents are probably forming the snowballs and handing them to him.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. For
commenting on his motion and his throw. Yeah.
Now, with me being freakishly tall, am I an easy target? Sure. All right. I'll admit that. But come on.
That's outrageous, man. Hey, Dom, before you got any more sports questions for Rod? Because I got a question for him about music related.
I guess. Oh, we've got a little business time we need to get to, and then I think Rod, the only thing I was going to build on that you were saying, there's my feeling is the Niners really just need to go in and start fast. Really get the tempo controlled in the first quarter, because if you follow their tempo, they'll try and really punish and make any of the little mistakes that happen in there get so much bigger. So they would 100% love to drag the Niners down into the mud and make it a street fight, which is exactly what the Seahawks did. They had the Niners in between the numbers the entire game. They had the Niners trying to play football in a phone booth. What's a phone booth? Ask your parents. Actually, ask your grandparents. But and so Philly would love to do the exact same thing. And I have great respect for their defense and for their defensive coordinator. But if you could get out and not even necessarily, this would be great, get out to a 10-0 lead, even if it's a 7-6 lead, but if there's the impression that the Eagles are sputtering and not playing at a high level, again, you get them tight, they're going to play tight, and that's going to play into the Niners' hands for sure. Tony, that's the comment that we had. It felt like Kyle's, the Ronnie quote, his booty hole was tight. So we really kind of want to punish the Eagles the same way.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. And Brooksy, we got some business time. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's business time.
Here we go.
I'm with it.
Escobar Cheeks the third is a super Brooks, and he says, Rod, Happy New Year. Can the Niners win? And JK and Draymond traded ? And then he says, hashtag F Big Dom, hashtag F Sirianni, hashtag Philly blows, hashtag Philly cheesesteak is overrated.
So
Escobar
good.
on fire today. We just talked about the Niners and Eagles, but on the way out, Kuminga, Draymond traded.
Oh,
Dubs.
Kuminga gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a wrap. Draymond is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And it's difficult from this standpoint. Draymond is Steph's boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. If Steph wants Draymond around,
Yep.
Draymond's staying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steph and Steve are they can be exasperated with him at times, particularly Steve Kerr, but they are on the same page as far as Draymond's importance to the team, whether we like it or not. So as long as Draymond is good with Steph in particular, Draymond's not going anywhere.
I feel like Draymond's regressed as far as I thought he was maturing and like getting, reading the room, getting better at reading the room and like knowing that there's a target on his back. And now I feel like he's regressed where he's like, F it. I'm just going to be a pain in everybody's ass and bark. And if I get ejected, I get ejected. It's like, dude, come on, man.
See, this is why I love you. And this is why we've been friends for so long. You really do see the good in everybody. 'Cause I don't know how you came away with that, with that conclusion. Because I ain't see it.
Especially the last 4 games.
I
I think
see
he
it.
self-ejected twice, took himself out. Yeah.
I mean, come on, Draymond. Jeez, dude. Like,
That's just who he is, man.
Yeah.
God, it's just so frustrating, man. 'Cause
Yes.
my dad made a comment years ago. It's like, oh, Draymond's like the Ronnie Lott of the Warriors. I'm like, I used to think that, but now I just like, come on, man, get it together, dude. Like, I don't know.
Ronnie Lott would never get himself ejected from a game. Ronnie Lott understood that his value was being there for the team.
Now, when Ronnie Lott would hashtag take the 15 if he had
Right.
to.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can't do that anymore, though. You try to do that, they'll kick you out the game.
Oh, man. Hey, Brooksy, thank you so much, dude, for coming on today. And because I know you're busy over the weekend, you're gonna be busy this coming weekend with Niners pre and post, and you got you got the quality hang. Oh, by the way, tonight, and then will you be doing it another night this week at all?
Yeah, so we're back in the mix tonight at 8:00, and then we'll do it again this week live at 8:00 on Thursday. So it's scheduled, with football. Has been sort of all over the place, and I'm just so appreciative of people just kind of hanging in there with us. But when we get back on track, we're going to do it Mondays and Thursdays at 8:00.
That's awesome.
And also, dude, big tip of the cap to you and Dante Whitner and Patrick Willis for the content you're putting out with those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, the Grit Code, man.
Code's
We do it every week. Grit Code podcast. Real easy. Google it. You'll find it. It's starting to get some traction. Starting to get some movement, man. It's really Dante Whitner's baby. I don't take any credit for it. I'm just there. Hey, I get to sit.
Yeah, dude.
And talk football, but more importantly, learn about football from one guy who's in the league for 11 years, 3 Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
And the other guy is one of the greatest football players of all time, and Patrick Willis. So if you look at, when we put videos out, I'm in the middle of the screen between 2 guys who are football experts. It's the dumbest thing in the world. All right. There's no way I should be there. But when Dante asked me to do it, I'm like,
Rod, it's awesome.
Oh,
absolutely.
It's so good, Rod. And I think if there's one person who benefits from not having to filter himself anymore,
it's Dante.
It's Dante.
Totally. Yeah.
I mean, he just goes for it now. And I'm like, Dante, give me more, man. I'm
listen, everything he said about the Niners defense last week, he was 100% correct.
He really was. Yeah.
Yes.
Rod, what's interesting is we've always kind of heard from Dante, but hearing from Patrick Willis, the insight, his football mind is just so incredible. Yeah. So far, like I've listened to all the episodes. That's been my main takeaway so far. Like I love listening to that man talk about football.
Still waters run deep, and he it took a lot to get Pat to do this.
Wow. Yeah.
Pat does not like to talk.
Totally.
But it's fun because Dante knows how to get him going. And
He
I
does,
kind of
yeah.
have an understanding as to how to nudge, Pat into talking about stuff. But when you're able to get him to actually do it, oh man, it's so good. So
Hey,
good.
Brooksy, real quick, since we're talking about Willis, just a quick transition. And Willis is Ole Miss Rebels. The Ole Miss win over Georgia, huge win.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about college football, I mean that Ole Miss Miami game is going to be very interesting, man. I'm looking forward to that game.
I can't lie. Ole Miss, Georgia, I was rooting for a tie with the moderate number of injuries. Because, I mean, I don't, being an LSU guy, I'm hating on everybody. I don't want nothing. Why you in the playoff? I don't want you to win
You got to love
nothing, right?
Bama being gone, though. You got to love Bama being out of it. That's cool.
No, absolutely. I love that. But I also want to see Georgia out. I want to see Ole Miss out. So, man, I'm all about the U now. I'm with Michael Irvin, baby. Let me get it up. I'm all about the U. I don't want Ole Miss to win. This guy, by the way, this has nothing to do with Lane Kiffin. This has everything to do with the University of Mississippi. I don't want Ole Miss to win nothing. Nothing. Ever.
The hate is strong. Hey, I know. I just
this talk about SEC fans root for other teams. Then you don't know SEC football and you don't know college football because you are smoking crack if you think fans of other SEC schools are like, boy, I can't wait for Mississippi to represent us good in the playoff. I want Ole Miss to lose by 1,000,000.
And by the way, here Greg Stinking Badges is a super as well. He says, "Get Willis to suit up for Ole Miss."
Yeah, heck yeah.
Nice, Greg.
Totally.
Thanks for the super Stinking Badges. Hey, Brooks.
Tony, you had a music question, right?
Well, no, but I was gonna say, gosh, I had something else on. Dude, Michael Irvin, the footage of him with the belt on the. What are we doing, man?
Dog, that's Michael Irvin.
I mean,
but that's who he is.
Yeah.
There's nothing. That's the same dude we've been seeing for the last 35 years.
Yeah,
it's the exact same guy.
I mean, I'm like, dude, he's gonna hit it again and again, and he's in the Gatorade cooler. Like, that's crazy,
he's going to keep doing it. That's Michael Irvin. That's what's so great about it because it's so genuine. We've seen Michael Irvin in the public arena for the past 3+ decades, and Michael Irvin's behavior has been consistent the entire time. Where you go, I think there's something wrong with him, but why does this bring me so much enjoyment?
Well, Brooksy, he's so out there that Ray Lewis wanted nothing to do with it, dude.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
totally.
They're on the sideline together. Next thing you know, Irvin's taking the belt out, and Lewis is like, "I'm gone."
Ray Lewis was an accessory to a double murder.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
Exactly. Put it in context.
Do you know how wild your behavior has to be for a guy who saw people get stabbed to death goes, I'm
leaving this situation. Yeah.
Allegedly naked in the trunk of a car, dude. Ray Lewis. Allegedly.
Wow.
Well, he without sin cast the first stone.
Hey, lastly, Brooksy, dude, Paulie and I, Neil Donardi, David Drutzy, we went and saw Primus at the Fox in Oakland, man. And dude, I said to Paulie at one point, I'm like, Brooksy needs some Primus in his life.
I've never seen them.
Never
seen them.
Okay.
Never seen them.
Okay. All right. So we'll got to get you because it's weird. It's wacky. It's funky. It's heavy. I mean, dude, it is like nothing.
These are all my favorite adjectives. I'm with it.
Nothing else. Dude, he comes out in a pig mask. There's people. There's clown. There's people dressed up as clowns in the crowd. Like it's just.
Listen, I'm the son and the nephew and the cousin of people who saw Parliament Funkadelic. Back in the day.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, my family saw, they saw Diaper Man on stage.
Dude, come on. Yeah.
Why am I not seeing Primus?
Yeah.
That's my fault.
So next time they come around, and Jamar, I see you on the chat, dude. Jamar was there at the show. We ran into the show, man.
Saw that picture.
And the people that are there, it's like going to like a Rush show. The people that are there, know that they're serious about their Primus music.
Yes.
And nobody's there to mess around.
I will assume not everybody was holding their phones up.
No.
Everybody was actually engaged with the show. What a concept.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's why Jack White does it. Prince used to do it. Like, give me your phone. As you walk in the building, give me your phone. Just give me your phone. Just let me do you a favor.
Yeah.
Give me your phone.
Disengage for a second, will you?
Exactly.
Yes. Be present. Exactly, Dom.
Brooksy, Happy New Year, brother. And
Happy New Year. I love you guys so much, man. And all the, I mean, not that he needs them, because if you're on a beach in Cabo, the vibes are already good, but positive vibes to the homie Paulie Mack. And like I said, man, love you guys to death. And you know me, whatever you need, I am here. And I appreciate you guys letting me come on to let folks know that Quality Hang is back in the mix tonight at 8 o'clock. So thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, Brooksy. Anytime, dude. You know you're welcome here anytime, dude. And yes, on behalf of Paulie, who's beach bound in Cabo, much love to you and to the whole family, dude. And we'll be watching you Quality Hang tonight, 8 p.m., Thursday, 8 p.m., and Niners pre and post over the weekend on Sunday before the Niners Eagles. Keep doing what you do, Brooksy. We love you, man.
All right, and we'll get to the mountain as soon as football season is over. So hopefully not until the third week in February.
Oh, dude, and somebody told me a quick. Gosh, I know we keep trying to end this. Rumor mill at the Primus show. Stephen Perkins, the drummer Stephen Perkins from.
It's going to be Pearl Jam's drummer.
Yes,
that's the rumor.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the rumor.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Because you know that reminds me of because it's sorry. So last thing, Pearl Jam. As much as I loved Matt Cameron's contribution, because I think if Matt Cameron does not step in as the drummer of Pearl Jam would have broke up around the turn of the century. Love Matt Cameron, but my favorite eras of Pearl Jam, the beginning, Dave, how do you say his name? Abruzzi?
Abruzzi,
and Jack Irons. And what I loved about those two guys is that their drumming was powerful.
Yeah.
And not that Matt Cameron doesn't have power, but Matt Cameron, he's like our Neil Peart. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's a lot more technical than he
Super
is
steady
powerful,
and technical.
Right? Exactly. Right.
Yep.
Getting Stephen Perkins in there and his power.
Oh yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
I like that. I like it.
Hey, hopefully we're seeing Pearl Jam together, and after we have a weekend on the slopes, brother.
You got it. Love you guys. Y'all take care.
All right,
Rod. Peace, brother.
See you.
Happy New Year, buddy.
There he is, Rod Brooks.
Awesome.
I mean, it's just he's just one of the greats, one of the all-time greats, man. And
Quality particles.
We're embarking on 30 years knowing Rod Brooks.
So awesome.
We met in August of '97, man. August of '97. So thank you all for sticking around on the show. We got some supers to get to, but before we get to the supers, Dom, I want to talk about Stellar Design, my man.
Do it.
Because this is your baby, dude. And you have come on board as a sponsor with Stellar.Design and also Peralta Arts and Company.
Yep.
But Stellar.Design has done some really cool stuff since you've come on board. I know that you're doing stuff with epileptic seizures and designing things that will help alert you or give you warning to when those are coming. And then also one of my favorite things is the baller cam, man. If you want to just give us, I'm going to look at the website. If you can just tell us a little bit more about the baller cam, I'm going to go load up the webpage. Yeah,
totally. Yeah. Tony, it's awesome. I mean, you're kind of building off, your relationship with Rod over almost 30 years. And so Stellar, we're starting year 12 this year. And it's kind of crazy for me to think about that. So just starting as a designer in San Francisco and then eventually branching out to do it myself. It's been an honor to work with so many awesome clients and partners, to develop the hardware and products together. Baller Cam's one of the most exciting projects we've had in a long time. It was a 4-year project from the start to when we actually shipped it and got products in customers' hands. And really, this project, it overlaps so many things that I love personally, right? So industrial design, building the brand from scratch, but also sports. So having that opportunity to knit those two things together in a hardware product, it means the world to me. And then the end product, it's something that goes up at a game, and a grandma in Iowa can watch her grandson in California play soccer. So like that personal story and connection means a lot to me. So all the projects that we have at Stellar, we have I think we have around 8 projects running right now, and they're all in various different stages. And even with Baller Cam, we're helping them frame out what does the future of the product look like. So that 4 years that it took to get to this point, now we've got another journey of 3 or 4 years to look at what's next. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what we do at the studio.
Hey Dom, I just as a parent of two, a 10-year-old and an almost 12-year-olds who are very involved in youth sports.
Yeah.
The Baller Cam is right up our alley, dude. And
awesome.
And like this script says right here, dude, it says whether you're live streaming for family who can't be there, reviewing game footage, or to improve or creating highlight reels. Reviewing game footage, there is no better. I've coached for years. There is no better coach than video for kids to see themselves on video and to see what they're doing well and what they can improve on. My son just did a pitching session yesterday, and he hasn't thrown a ball in 8 weeks. And I'm like, you know what? You're gonna put everything away for a couple months. But he has Little League tryouts next weekend. So I'm like, let's get you back on the mound.
Get warmed up. Yeah.
Get warmed up. And the guy, Matt Brown, shout out Matt Brown at Hit Club in Belmont. If you ever need some instruction, go to Hit Club or the Cage. It's called the Cage in Belmont.
Is that the place down on Harbor?
Yeah, it's off of Harbor. Exactly.
Yep.
Go to the Cage for great baseball instruction, and then go around the corner to El Matate for a great burrito.
Oh, dude, I love El Matate.
Dude, and then go across the street to Alpha Acid.
Yeah, you just stay right there. Yep.
Right there in that little corridor on Harbor in Belmont. But anyways, Matt Brown was taking video of my son on the mound, and he sent me the pictures and the video, and I'm like, dude, that's the best instructor possible. And this Baller Cam is the same thing, dude. So
yeah. The interesting thing about Baller Cam is so when it's set up, there's a whole nother portal and platform that scouts can actually use it to look at future players. So
nice.
Dwayne Wade is one of the first investors in Baller Cam, and he has it set up and a pipeline into his scouting department. So looking at 12-year-old basketball players to see how they're profiling, and it's really cool.
Hey Dom, in the middle of your spot. Hang on, in the middle of your spot.
It's business.
Nice.
It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Ooh.
Patty from Napa with maybe the line of the day. Maybe the Niners need Baller Cam.
Totally. Yeah. That's so good, Patty. Ironically, they're an investor in Baller Cam, so I think they need to start using it. Yeah.
Phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal.
Yeah,
but hey,
so good.
If you're looking for Dom's services, contact Dom. You can email him, Dominic@stellar.design. Dominic@stellar.design. Or Dom is like me, he's a night owl. He's up at all hours. You can contact Dom, give him a text or give him a call, 650-796-3144. 650-796-3144. That is Stellar Design and our main man, Dominic Peralta. Thank you, Dom, for supporting the show.
Yep.
And for all that you do for our show, brother. And 2026, man, Paulie and I were just texting yesterday how we feel 2026 is going to be a phenomenal year for the PMP Familia, for the PMP show. We have a new sponsor to announce in a couple next week, actually.
Yep,
and we're working with another sponsor after that we hope to start in February. So things are moving in the right direction, and it's all because of people like you, Dom, and everybody that watches this show. And really just kind of the reciprocity, man. Go back to that word, reciprocity, man. So thank you,
I feel
Dom.
like we're surrounded by a bunch of movers and shakers in the PMP Army. It's pretty awesome. So I feel honored to help contribute.
Dude, speaking of that, man, Aaron Kask, I owe you a massive apology because Aaron is a super. And he did this super back at 12:26. And here we are nearly an hour later, Aaron. So I feel like I should buy you a beer the next time I see you to pay for this super because you did this an hour ago. But thank you, Aaron. He says, let's hope it's business time for Ricky Pearsall on Sunday as opposed to sit on the sideline in street clothes time.
Yep.
Huge, huge factor. And I never thought that this early in his career, he would be such a need and such a factor. But it's true.
Yeah.
He can create separation. He can get down the field. He can run those deep routes. Big time, Aaron Kask. Totally agree with you, brother. Patty from Napa, she's a member for Patty. Thank you.
Nice.
She's re-up for 7 months for the PMP VIP. You can do that. Again, if you're watching the show on YouTube, please smash the like button. Get that algorithm working for us. And also, if you want to become a member of the PMP VIP and get some extra footage, win tickets to things, you can you can subscribe there on the YouTube page as well. Thank you, Patty, so much. Pine Needle, he's up there as well. He is a new member for a month. PMP VIP. He says, I got a pop up to do this. Also, remember, we're still playing football next week. This is awesome.
Yeah,
just one bad game, dude. Perspective. Thank you for the perspective. I know, and I use Rags. I use Rags as perspective, man, because he was like, "Hey, you could be me watching a pointless Cowboys game where they didn't even let Dak get to a certain, I think, passing milestone." You know,
that's right.
Well, it's just a bummer. And then Patty from Napa was a super earlier. Hey, Patty, she says,
oh, there we go.
Now must start positive particles. Yes, today was a processing. Today was therapy. Today was like, let's get it out of our system. Let's just process that really tough Saturday night, because I was ready to like have that be a victory and party into the wee hours of the night.
Right. Still going now. Yeah.
Exactly. But and it wasn't the case. So and I was getting ready to celebrate the fact of being the number 1 seed and having a week off, but that's just not the case. So hey, it is what it is, and happy to be where we are. She says, suit up, shut up, beat Philly, and remember what Ronnie Lott sacrificed back in the day to win.
Yeah.
Hashtag awesome. LFG Niners. Happy New Year. Patty, thank you so much. And hope you had a great New Year with Mikey, even though Mikey was in her ear all Seahawks games, supposedly. Steve Groschel, what's up, Grosch? He says, nice. Tony, you are this generation's Lane Meyer. Do you know who Lane Meyer is? I don't know who Lane Meyer is. Should I know who Lane Meyer is?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Me neither. I'll have to look that up. But
Lane
Grosch,
Meyer, is that let's see.
Does anybody on the chat know who Lane Meyer is? I don't know who Lane Meyer is. Come on.
Oh, Better Off Dead. John Cusack. That's his actual name. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
That's so good.
About going deep in the archives, man. Oh, that's awesome. Well, hey, Dom, dude.
That's so good.
Thank you so much for today, dude.
You're welcome, Tony. This was super fun.
Yeah, I want to thank Rod Brooks as well.
Yeah. And Tony, I had one question for you, kind of going into, so as we kind of prepare for the week, like this season for the 49ers, so many challenges, and they've overcome a ton just to get to this point. So I love Pine's comment, and same for Patty's. But does this remind you, or is there any familiarity for any other playoff runs? It could be even from another sports team in the area, but is there any familiarity or something that like this is kind of reminding you of from the past?
That's a really tough question to think about. But what ultimately or immediately separates it from anything else, Tom, is the injury factor.
Right.
Because they were banged up before Saturday, and now they're starting this playoff week knowing that Bethune and most likely D Winters are out.
Right.
And it's like, so Kendrick's going to get a lot more playing time. It's going to be all, I mean, you want to talk about next man up. Right. I can't remember another next man up. Yeah. Losty, Miguel, I see you guys talking 88 Niners. 88. Yeah. That's a really good parallel. What really bummed me out about Saturday is Brock played so well against the Bears. And granted, yes, like Rod was saying, the Bears defense is not what the Seahawks defense is, but just give Brock a little more time to cook. Not a lot, just a little more time to cook. And he can do some things, man, which he showed against Chicago. We need that O-line to protect. We need Trent Williams back healthy. Need to protect Brock just to give him a little more time, get the players to get the receivers to run those routes, get Kittle more involved, get McCaffrey more involved, get the play action more involved, get Brian Robinson Jr. more involved. It's just they can do it, man. They can go into Philly and do this. But
I think so too.
A lot of things. Hold on, what is Robot Center? He says, I'll be a bit relieved once the season is over, knowing the team won't be hurt.
Won't get hurt anymore. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's why I was really.
No more tears.
It wasn't like a matchup thing that I was hoping for the bye. It was just a health factor.
Right.
That's all I was hoping for. Yeah, just rest and health. I am so envious of the Seahawks being like, oh, we can just, kick back and hang out. Well, so it's just not the case, So, but, who knows? It's still wide open in my book. It's still wide open in the AFC and NFC. They're both wide open. So go play the game. Dude, the college football playoff is a testament to go play the games.
Exactly.
Because you just go by the rankings and go by the reputations and go by
Yep.
the previous records, then you'd have Bama and Georgia still in it. You'd have Ohio State still in it, but all those teams are gone because they played the games and teams rose up, man. So it's not going to be easy in Philly, and it's going to be a super tight game, but they can definitely get it done. So, and now my dear friend Bob Wentz, who's a big Philly fan, we've talked about Bob on the show. He has the Christmas tree farm. He's a local buddy of mine and soccer coach and a great dude, but he's a huge Eagles fan. So now I'm going to have a week of trash talk with Bob and my buddy Antonio Velez too, who's actually lives in Philly. So I was thinking maybe we should reach out to Kate Scott and see if she can do a quick hit with us at some point. So just so everybody knows, Friday, exactly. Just so everybody knows the schedule for the week as we wrap up here. We're going to do a show tomorrow. Los D is going to join us on the show, and Paul Tonelli, my uncle Paul Tonelli, is going to join us as well. I taped something with him this morning. And then we're going to do a show on Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Friday will be the schedule for this week. We'll do a big show on Friday. I want to talk to Fareed about Friday as well. Oh, yeah. And then Kate Scott, and then maybe tape something with Kate. If she can't do it Friday, just tape something with her and play it on Friday. And then next week, after Sunday, Paulie will be back, and we'll be back full throttle, full force ahead for 2026, and just cannot wait to just embark on this whole 2026. Because, dude, we're like, what, 7 weeks away from spring training? So first game of spring training. So that's a whole other thing.
I mean, we already started talking about opening day shirt design. So we're warming up.
Dom and I already have an opening day shirt. So I think we're good there. But thank you all so much for joining us today. And I hope we did a good job while Paulie is down there in Cabo having a good old time, or at least on his way to Cabo. And then just able to get some good, much deserved R&R, because I texted him during the 2 weeks I was off saying, I miss not being there, but I definitely have enjoyed just, taking a little break and recharging the battery and getting to spend a lot of quality family time with my kids. So
that's awesome.
Really good stuff. Love you all. Dom, thank you so much, dude. And
it was a blast.
Dude, I can't thank you enough, man. And
we'll continue tomorrow.
Any final thoughts, Dom?
I think we didn't really touch on it today, but go Sharks. Celebrini is just continuing to escalate as one of the youngest, brightest stars in the Bay Area. So maybe tomorrow we'll bring up a couple of plays. I know Rod said, Shanahan doesn't like trick plays, but Celebrini will pull one off, and he'll do it with style. So we might need to take a look at that tomorrow.
I love it, man. And Celebrini is like a once in a lifetime
generational talent.
Yeah. Yep. And we're very fortunate to have him here in the Bay Area. And again,
he's not even 20. It's crazy.
Right. And if the Sharks were to get into the playoffs and then make a run, or is the beginning of a something to build around, and there's like a buzz of Sharks hockey, because back in the day, that buzz was super thick and super strong, and the fan base will erupt if they were to ever win a Stanley Cup, man. So
totally.
Go Sharks. We can talk more Sharks tomorrow. We'll have Carlos de la Fuente, Los D on the show tomorrow. Paul Tonelli. We'll be back high noon tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. And until then, Dom, stand by.
Business hours are over, baby. It's business. It's business time.
Crossfaded, heck yeah. So
there you go. And did you just pop that up? Was that from Escobar? One final?
Yeah, exactly. He had one final R&R, rest and reefer. LOL. Escobar, you're the best, buddy.
Rest and reefer, R&R. I love it, Escobar. Hey, we'll see everybody tomorrow at high noon. Thanks again for tuning in. On behalf of Paulie Mack, on behalf of Dominic Peralta, on behalf of the PMP Familia, on behalf of Rod Brooks, peace, y'all. And we'll see you tomorrow at high noon. Take care, everybody.
All right, y'all.